Hey guys, I'm Elijah Edwards here with the 2024 NWL Draft Lottery, and then following this will be the draft. You guys are seeing this in March, however, we are filming this in November, and then the draft will be in the same video in March. Before we get into the actual draft lottery, I need to cover all the absolutely wild stuff that has gone on in this offseason since August. Firstly, Braden Williams, directly after the season, was cut from the South Street Heat. Following this, and what was seemingly a new era in Winchester for the Warriors, Nick Ivey was traded to the Eastlake Eagles in exchange for their 2024 first-round pick. Directly after this, the Camel Commanders would go through a change in management. Jordan Roche would drop his role as captain, and Chris Colton would take over the Camel Commanders, as well as that Jordan Roche has resigned from being on the team. This is when the offseason got absolutely wild. Nathan Scott, captain of the South Street Heat, would drop as captain, and due to this, Nick Ivey would step in and take over the South Street Heat. Following this, Nathan Scott would immediately request a trade from the South Street Heat, and Nick Ivey's first move as manager would be to trade Nathan Scott to the Heavy Hitters in exchange for Eli Cash, their 2024 first-round pick, and cash considerations. Immediately after this, the star player for the Heat, CJ Rivera, would request a trade from the team, as expected. Before that, the Eastlake Eagles would trade their star hitter, Aaron Abke, to the Winchester Warriors in exchange back for their 2024 first-round pick. What they would do with this, they would trade their first-round pick in 2024, in 2025, 2026, and cash in exchange to the Heat for CJ Rivera. This was an absolute blockbuster trade, and it really shakes up the league a bit. Following this, Dylan Nemeth would then request a trade from the South Street Heat, and he would then be traded to the Winchester Warriors in exchange for cash. Immediately following this move, the Winchester Warriors would trade Dylan Nemeth to the Camo Commanders in exchange for Aiden Lind. Following all these wild trades, Nick Ivey and the South Street Heat were not done spicing things up. They would finish off with cutting Tyler Jacobson from the roster and then go through a rebrand. They are now the Southside Sluggers with a new colorway of orange and blue and a new logo that I will show in the video. This offseason's been absolutely wild, and it's not over yet. Before going into the actual lottery, I'm going to cover the rosters of each team right now. Firstly, the Biscuit Bashers. They have 4 players. They have Henry Hedrick, they have Reese Davis, they have Connor Goldman, and Mason Smith. Their roster will be fulfilled with their first and second round picks in this draft. Then there's myself, the Winchester Warriors, with Elijah Edwards, again, myself, Aiden Lind, and Aaron Abke. Our rosters will be fulfilled through the second, third, and fourth round picks that we have. Then you move over to the now Southside Sluggers. All they have left is Nick Ivey and Eli Cash, but they have 4 first-round picks this season. The entire rest of their roster will be filled in this first round. Then you go over to the Eastlake Eagles. They have Carson Kish. They have CJ Rivera. They have Logan Benson. They have Jimmy Hambley. They have a second and third round pick that will fulfill their roster for the remainder of the offseason. Then you move over to the Heavy Hitters. They have Teddy Piper, Connor McElroy, Carson Trotter, and Nathan Scott. They have 2 roster spots to fill, which will be fulfilled in the second and third round of this year's draft. And then finally, you have the Camo Commanders, in which you have the captain, Chris Colton, you have Dylan Nemeth, and you have James Weatherford. They have a first, second, and third round pick that will fulfill their roster. Before we get into the lottery, we need to discuss a particular individual that we know will be entering the draft by the name of Dax Kilby. He subbed for the Biscuit Bashers in the Wild Card Series and exceeded expectations by a mile. We pretty much know he's a lock for first pick, and he has the talent to potentially be a franchise-changing player to whichever team he goes to. So this lottery should be very interesting. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. The 2024 Draft Lottery. Someone's franchise is about to change. The 6th pick in the first round will go to the Sluggers from the Hitters. So that's one of their first round picks is gone. We move on to the 5th pick now in the first round. Let's shake this up a little bit. All right, the 5th pick is right here. The 5th pick in the 2024 NWL Wiffle Draft goes to the Camo Commanders.
Let's go!
That's not good for them. I mean, they needed that top pick, and now they don't have it, so we'll see what goes. We go next.
Shake it up.
I'll shake it up again. The 4th pick in the 2024 draft goes to whoever this is. The fourth pick in the 2024 draft goes to the Southside Sluggers. 2 of their picks are gone now. This was actually their pick, not via trade. There's three picks left. 2 of them are the Sluggers. 1 of them's the Biscuit Bashers. Here we go. The third pick in the 2024 draft goes to the Southside Sluggers from the Eastlake Eagles. There's 2 picks remaining. 1 of them's the Biscuit Bashers. 1 of them's the Southside Sluggers. It comes down to this. The second pick in the 2024 draft goes to the Southside Sluggers from the Winchester Warriors, which means the first pick in the 2024 draft goes to the Biscuit Bashers, a team that was already dominant, is on their way to becoming even more dominant with Dax Kilby. That's it for the draft lottery, and in the next segment of this video, you will see the actual draft in March. Let's get into that. I'm Elijah Edwards here with the 2024 NWL Wiffle Ball Draft. Before we get to the draft, I have to announce a few things that went down in between the lottery and the draft. Firstly, the Heat traded Eli Cash to the Biscuit Bashers in exchange for the Bashers' second-round pick. And the Bashers and Heat also had a pick swap with cash consideration. So the Heat now have the first pick, the Bashers have the second pick. As well as Nick Ivey, the captain of the Heat, or originally the Southside Sluggers, stepped down. Avery Butts here stepped up and is now the captain of the, now again, South Street Heat. So yeah, the South Street Heat are on the clock for the first pick of the draft. With the first pick in the 2024 NWL Wiffle Ball Draft, the South Street Heat have selected Dax Kilby. The Biscuit Bashers are now on the clock. With the second pick in the 2024 NWL Wiffle Ball Draft, the Biscuit Bashers have selected Nick Ivey. Wait, bring the FaceTime over here. Bring it over here. Well, no, we got it on camera. Nick, you got anything to say?
Let's go to work, Henry. Let's go to work.
Okay. The heavy hitters are now on the clock. Y'all ready? With the third pick in the 2024 NWL Wiffle Ball Draft, the heavy hitters have selected Chance Izzo. The South Street Heat are back on the clock. With the fourth pick in the 2024 NWL Wiffle Ball Draft, the South Street Heat have selected Will Davey. Come on up here and talk, Will. Come on up here. You can come up too. Will, what do you have to say about being picked to the Heat?
Man, it's just an honor to be here. Really, that at the end of the day, that's what it is. I think I'm going to do good things for this team.
Okay. Is that all?
Yeah, that's it. Yes, sir.
Okay. The Camo Commanders are now on the clock. What's going through your noggin here?
I don't know, man. Like, my pick got took, so I'm cooked.
All right, with the fifth pick in the 2024 NWL Wiffle Ball Draft, the Camo Commanders have selected Dylan Suter. The South Street Heat are back on the clock. All right, with the sixth pick in the 2024 NWL Wiffle Ball Draft, the South Street Heat have selected Aiden Andrade. The Winchester Warriors, which are me, are now on the clock. With the seventh pick in the 2024 NWL Wiffle Ball Draft, the Winchester Warriors are selecting Cage Bossman. All right, well, the Eastlake Eagles are on the clock now, and I think I have an idea of who they're taking.
I'm gonna just need this guy to show up once.
All right. That was quick. With the eighth pick in the 2024 NWL Wiffle Ball Draft, the Eastlake Eagles are selecting Jackson Phipps. The South Street Heat are again on the clock. He's got a rebuild in mind, I see. With the 9th pick in the 2024 NWL Football Draft, the South Street Heat are selecting Cohen Eschman. All right. The Camo Commanders are on the clock. With the 10th pick in the 2024 NWL Football Draft, the Camo Commanders are selecting Gavin Lee. The Heavy Hitters are now on the clock. With the 11th pick in the 2024 NWL Football Draft, the Heavy Hitters are selecting Harold Mock. Saucy. All right, Winchester Warriors are on the clock. That is me. With the 12th pick in the 2024 NWL Wiffle Ball Draft, the Winchester Warriors are selecting Derek Hand. And with that, the Eastlake Eagles are now on the clock. With the 13th pick in the 2024 NWL Football Draft, the Eastlake Eagles have selected Braden Williams. And with that, the South Street Heat are back on the clock.
Dude, do you see the board? Who else am I gonna get, bro? Ty Sudden? Bro. I don't care, Braden.
With the 14th pick in the 2024 NWL Wiffle Ball Draft, the South Street Heat have selected Tyler Jacobson. Get over here. All right. Keep the language to a minimum. What do you have to say about getting picked?
I just want to be thankful to the team. I get to stay with it. I already got a jersey, so I'm saving you money. You're welcome.
All right. Let everything calm down. All right, with that, the Camo Commanders are now on the clock. All right, with the 15th pick in the 2024 NWL Football Draft, the Camo Commanders have selected Diego Aponte. Holy. Chris, get back up here. Diego, what do you have to say about getting picked?
I have no idea. I work on the money, so I don't know how much you'll be able to show up, but I will show out when I show up. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
All right, well, the Warriors are on the clock. This is the last pick in the draft. Is me. With the final and 16th pick in the 2024 NWL Draft, the Winchester Warriors are selecting Camden Rayner. Now, each team has one spot left on their roster. So out of all these guys, they can sign any of them. I'll give y'all 10 minutes to make a decision whether or not y'all want to pick one of these guys up off of free agency. There's been 3 final free agent pickups, one of which is myself, the Winchester Warriors. We're picking up Braden Miller. Then we have the Heavy Hitters are picking up Bryce Rollins. And the Camo Commanders are picking up Cody Dickerson. And with that, the 2024 draft is now over.
W moment. I get to stay with my team. Hopefully one day we'll be reunited.
Maybe we'll pick you up mid-season.
Maybe. Can I wear my Heat jersey still?
No.
Damn.